Hey, what's up, guys? We're the boys of OUTspoken, and thank you for tuning into this episode. So today, basically, the boys, we're going to run down pretty much what President Trump has done in his first couple of weeks. I know, I hate calling him President Trump, too.
Just call him Donald Trump.
Let's just call him Donald.
Call him D.
DT.
Don!
We're basically giving you guys a synopsis of what he has done so far in the past couple of weeks since he's actually been put into office.
At least a little bit, because it's been a lot.
It's a lot to keep up with, definitely. Well, he signed an executive order undoing what Obama had done to halt the pipeline from being made.
Gotcha. Right.
I mean, it's something we saw coming. I mean, Donald is just a greedy piece of shit. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go there, but that's exactly what he is. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you throw him a little change, oh, you want that pipeline? You got it, dude.
I think it is. He's so focused on living up to what he promised during the campaign that he will do anything. Possible.
And he is. Corporate ties, money, the people that he needs to make happy. He really is making all his big wigs happy by putting them in high positions, by making sanctions for them, by making tax exclusions for it's pretty much everything we said would happen, and so far he's doing it.
It is safe to say his entire cabinet has to be the stupidest cabinet we've ever had and this has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. They just have to be the stupidest, most uneducated
I will say
people.
Unqualified for the jobs that they're getting.
No,
definitely. They're definitely unqualified for the positions that he's putting them in. Yeah. Especially education, foreign affairs. I mean, these people.
Urban development.
The other side of
urban development.
Yeah.
Okay. Ben Carson.
The other argument is like, well, these aren't politicians, these are new people or fresh faces. If we teach them, they're going to be the change. Yeah. That's what they feel.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you want someone who doesn't have a doctor degree performing doctor tasks on you or medicine? Or...
Can I get a bargain?
Right. Well, there you go. Okay.
Is it cheap? No, I wouldn't. And that's why I'm on this side. I'm with y'all. But a lot of his supporters feel like this is what America needs.
Well, I mean, the majority of his supporters are inbred, so their minds aren't completely there. But, that's where we're going to go with that. Hey, he's already president, so I'm going to say what I want now.
That's true.
He's already president.
Well, you might as well say it now while you can, because there has been many outlets that have been being silenced, which is definitely one of the scariest aspects of his presidency so far for me. Some of the national park services were told not to tweet about climate change. Some people that work for the staff are not allowed to have political views. I have a sister who lives in Texas, and their school board told them she's not allowed to have any political or controversial things on her own social media. We do have a amendment somewhere, right?
Yeah, I know.
You're not supposed to.
No.
Yeah,
this is the First Amendment, freedom of the press. It's the first one, the First Amendment for a reason.
Right.
I would say that they thought about that first because it's the press is. They're supposed to be able to report on both sides and give, just a
somewhat neutral, factual representation of what's happening.
But then when we go back to how President Trump got into the office anyway, he got to office from the press because the press was pushing him up so much.
Yeah, even if it was negatively, they still were pushing him out there.
If he wants to shut up the press, he can shut up Fox News.
Probably two of the biggest things that he had talked about before he became president are the building of the wall with Mexico and a stricter ban and selection process for letting people into our country. The ban has gone into effect this week. A lot of people are pissed.
Is it safe to call it a Muslim ban?
He used those words himself.
He did use those words.
He used those exact words himself.
Then, Trump, you said it yourself. He did a Muslim ban.
Now,
he retracted.
Yeah, his people later have now said that's not what it is.
It's not a Muslim ban.
You said what you said.
That is what he said. The problem with that is the 6 or 7 countries that we have banned or are doing heavier screenings or not letting in our country, not one terrorist attack has come from any of those 6 or 7 countries on American soil.
I think it leads down to the fact that when you say terrorist, people automatically tie it to the
Muslims. But that's a
trigger word too.
Yeah,
headline exactly.
Word.
And it's not right. It's not right.
It's not right. How you guys feel about these protests going on about the whole thing?
It frustrates a little bit because all these people that were out for All Lives Matter, because they were just so shut them black folks up, all lives matter. But now that we're talking about Muslims and refugees coming to our country to flee violence, now all lives don't matter. It's just a slap in the face to themselves because it's like at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a hypocrite.
And it was. They all know. That's why they're quiet as fuck now. They knew it was never all about all lives. They knew. They just didn't like the fact that they were getting called out on the oppression that they were putting on.
And that's
the
why
black
protesting
community.
is important.
Yeah.
I mean, we went.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the field, and
We went to the Unity March.
I didn't go to the Unity March with them, and I'll tell you why. Because as a person of color in this country,
yes,
other people of color never really support the black folks. Not some do. Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. But now that everyone's seeing that if we're gone, black people, you're next. You're then going to be replaced and you're never going to be.
I see the argument you're making, like, oh, you weren't there for me, so why should I?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let me finish.
I've seen a lot of people say that in
No,
comments.
that's not what I'm saying. Let me finish. What I'm trying to say is, I get the whole, oh, well, come on and march with us and do this thing and, come along. But I want you guys to see, I want them to see for a second how it feels to be considered less than now. You know what I mean? Because we felt it all our lives. So I just want them to feel it for a little bit. I support them.
Okay.
But I didn't want to go and be all unified and all that stuff because black people, we always have to, stand up for other races as well. We always want, you'll see a black person at the Women's March, you'll see it at the Muslim March.
That happens a lot. I feel like a lot of groups of people don't always fight for a lot of people, and not to signal African Americans, but a lot of times, especially with things LGBT issues and things like that, the black community is not very supportive of that or embracing of that as a
community.
I
The LGBT
feel like
community is not embracing to the blacks either.
at the
There's
same
a lot of stuff that
time,
goes around
I
it.
feel like you do your part as a human. You give compassion
Yes.
where it's needed because that's what you want to bring to this world.
Yes.
So I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like I'm gonna still put in this fight because I want a revolution. I want this to get better. I want it to get better not just for myself, but for my brothers and sisters who don't look like me.
This is cynical, but it made me smile a little bit to have other people feel how my people have been feeling for a very long time.
But you did say something. You said, but the LGBT community is not very embracing to the black community.
They're not.
You don't feel like that?
Nope.
At all.
At all.
At all. You don't think that
There's
three
a
of us
lot
here like us
well,
right now?
not you personally,
not the
you
whole
guys.
community.
But for the most part,
Mainstream
Mainstream.
LG,
Okay.
and that is what we're talking about in this issue.
All right.
The mainstream ones. There's a lot of things going on in the Black gay community and Latino community that aren't being highlighted. There's
It's
a
kind
lot
of what we
things.
talked about with racism in the gay community, that type of
Yeah,
thing. Too.
yeah, there's a lot of things.
I get what you're saying.
And they're not there for us. They're there for the white gays, when they want to get married and go to vacation and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not there for the blacks.
My only frustration with that, and I feel like I'm coming from the same place that you are on that,
Mm-hmm.
I want, whether you're black, whether you're gay, whether you're Mexican, whether if you are a marginalized voice right now with what, given the circumstances that our country is in right now,
in our history,
it's time to unite. And I don't mean unite in the way that President Trump said. I meant it in the way like it's kind of like, if we're sitting here and we're telling each other, you never did this for me, you never did that for me,
right.
These people that are above us are gonna get us with our back when we're not paying attention, when we're too busy telling each other, oh, well, you know what, your community never backed us on this, what, you know what I mean? Because I could sit here and do that all day I could do it about Mexicans too, because in my hometown, they were not very embracing towards me being a gay person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone has to be the bigger
But
person.
I understand 100% where you're coming from.
And I get what you guys are saying, but it still does not negate the fact that when all this may be over, people may go back to saying, well, he did get shot in the back, but it's not really my problem.
But that's not really your issue either. Let them be in that space and you be the best person you can be for the world. So I wouldn't let my actions...
That sounds nice and beautiful and cute. It does.
I get it. I've been marginalized. I'm on that side as well.
Yes.
I've been discriminated against, but it's still... I still see myself as a decent human, so I'm gonna do my part. So if I see something wrong, I'm gonna say something.
But let's do it all inclusive. Because what I didn't also like about the Women's March is that pro-life women were denied. They told to get out of there. You think that's right?
No, I don't think that. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
when somebody says pro-choice,
really,
that's another thing that I don't think when somebody says that they are pro-choice doesn't mean that they're not pro-life. When I say I'm pro-choice, I'm pro women making their own decisions regardless of whatever you want. That's what we don't.
Yes.
That's not ours.
Yes.
That is, women have been oppressed since the beginning of time, and we all know that. And even though I'm not a woman, I can look from the outside. I'm pretty fishy right now, right? No, but like I can look at it and be like, okay, this is why they're being oppressed, and this is why they should be able to make those decisions with their body on their own.
But someone who's pro-life is just pro-life. Someone who's pro-choice is making your own choice about life or abortion. So that's why that's more of a more open-minded view of it, which is why they maybe necessarily discriminate against.
Now,
But not that that's saying that's right. I'm not saying that's right.
I almost missed the fact what the march is for. It's me being a woman, me being able to make my own choices, my body, my choice. So I'm not saying they should have been turned away, but at the same time, this isn't particularly your march, just because you're not exactly letting me be a woman and having me be a choice. You're gonna put restrictions on me because you're another woman and you feel like you can. No.
See, and
but I think that's how they look at it.
Yeah, that's how
they're wrong.
Yeah,
they're wrong, and they're wrong. They need to educate themselves, but that's not what pro-life is saying. It's not. That's not pro-life. It's not saying just I want to hold restrictions on you. When those women who did, most of them probably did vote for Trump, and they regret it now because they see that when they
58% of white women did vote for Trump.
Right. But when they came to the march and they were turned away, the reason why it's wrong because you could be liberal, liberal, but when you see a conservative person say, "All right, I want to join with you guys, but I'm still a little conservative," they're always be like, "Well, no, go over there. You have to be all about not shaving your armpits." Go ahead.
When people are extreme with emotions, with how intense these things are, people want a line. You are either here or against, and I get that to a lot of
like that.
No. I look, and we all get like that, especially in the space that we're in with this country. There could be a little more give and take, as far as letting some more conservative views in. Maybe that's a way to reach people more and to get them on your side, and vice versa. And they hear voices, and there should be more communication and unity altogether, but. I understand why when we're just having these extreme times right now, and people want answers, and people want you're for us or you're against us, and that's why it is so divided.
And that's how Trump got elected.
And that's exactly how he got elected, and that's how he's going to continue to divide the
He
country.
played on the dividedness that was in our country already. He played it to his advantage, and
a lot of presidents do.
Yeah, that's true. It's not the first time that's happened, especially in politics. But
is it wrong that I kind of think Mike Pence is attractive?
Did you really just
Oh
say
my
that right
God.
now?
I do.
Did you really?
Sometimes when he talks, I'm like, I can see him. Anyway, I do.
You want him to be a master.
And he has big. Excuse me?
oh my God!
Right